Hello friends, our today's topic is harmful microorganisms. In this topic, we are going to learn what is a pathogen, disease causing microorganisms in human beings, disease spread through different factors like air, water, food, animals and physical contact, disease causing microorganisms in animals, disease causing microorganisms in plants and preservations of food. Let's see what is pathogen. Microorganisms are harmful in many ways. Some of the microorganisms cause disease in human beings, in plants and in animals. Such disease causing microorganisms are called pathogen. Pathogen means this microorganism causes different type of disease. Disease causing microorganisms are known as pathogen. Some microorganisms spoils food, clothing and leather. So some microorganisms damage food items, clothes and leather articles. So microorganisms are harmful. They cause different type of diseases in plants, animals and human beings. They also damage food items, clothes and leather. So these type of microorganisms they cause disease are known as pathogen. Disease causing microorganism in human being. Pathogens enter in our body through different ways. First, pathogen enter in our body through air. Inside the air, there are different types of microorganisms are present. When we breathe, these microorganisms enters in our body. These microorganisms are known as a pathogen. So they enter in our body through air. So microorganisms are present in air. Through breathing process, they enters in our body and causes different type of diseases. Pathogens enters our body through water, contaminated water. This water has some pathogens. When we drink this water, contaminated water, these pathogens enters in human body and causes different type of diseases. Third, food, contaminated food. Pathogens present in the contaminated food, they enter in the human body and causes different type of diseases. Next, pathogens enter in our body through contact. When healthy person come in contact with infected person, then the pathogens are present in the body of infected person transfers into the healthy person's body. So pathogen enters our body through contact. Microbial diseases that can be spread from an infected person to other healthy person through air, water, food, physical contact or by animals are called communicable disease. Communicable disease means they spread through air, water, food, physical contact and by some animals. These diseases are known as a communicable diseases. Examples are cholera, chickenpox, tuberculosis, corona. These are the communicable disease because they transfer from infected person to healthy person through air, water, food, physical contact or by some animal. These diseases are known as communicable disease. Disease through air we breathe. Microorganism that causes common cold, tuberculosis, pneumonia, that type of disease can spread through air. So these diseases are known as a airborne disease. They spread through air. For example, when a person suffering from common cold sneezes or coughs, the fine droplets of moisture carrying thousands of viruses are thrown out. A person is suffering from common cold. When he sneezes or coughs, he releases thousands of water drops. And in this water drop, disease causing viruses are present. When healthy person come in contact with infected person, these water droplets are present in air. They enters in the healthy person body and this healthy person body infected by these viruses present in the water droplet. For this reason, we should keep our hand or handkerchief on our mouth and nose while coughing and sneezing. Disease spread through water. Microorganisms that causes cholera, diarrhea, typhoid, this type of disease spread through drinking water, contaminated water. For example, cholera causing microbes enters healthy person's body through water they drink and cause the disease in them. This is a healthy person. This is the contaminated water. When this water drink by a healthy person, these viruses or these microorganisms, pathogens enters in body of healthy person and this person get affected. So after flood, we advise to drink boiled water because many disease causing microorganisms are present in water at that time. Boiling water helps to kill microorganisms in it. So during rainy season, best method drink boiled water to prevent different type of diseases spread through water. Disease spread through food we eat. Microorganisms that present in soil like protozoa, bacteria, spores of fungus. This type of disease spread through contaminated food. Therefore, we should wash the fruits and vegetables after bringing them from market. Cholera, this disease spread through bacteria. Dysentery, this disease spread through protozoa. So these are the examples of disease spread through contaminated food. Therefore, eat fresh, clean and covered food. Disease spread through insects and animals. There are some insects and animals which act as a carrier of disease causing microbes. Carrier of disease causing microbes. These microbes are present in the body of insects and animals, and through these insects and animals, these microbes enters in the healthy person body. So these insects and animals are known as a carrier of disease causing microbes. These animals and insects are called vectors. They carry disease causing microorganism. They transfer disease causing microorganism in the healthy person's body. Vectors carry the disease causing microbes from infected person to healthy person. Some of the vectors are housefly. Housefly carries the disease causing microbes on its legs and mouth from feces and other organic waste. When they sit on this organic waste, these microbes attach to their legs and mouth and transfer on the food. So this insect, housefly, is a vector. It transfers disease causing microbes through their legs and mouth. The housefly sit on exposed food or open food, leave these disease causing microbes on that food. This contaminated food causes disease like cholera, typhoid, dysentery and tuberculosis. So best way, always eat covered food. Another insect is cockroaches. Various diseases like cholera, typhoid, dysentery are spread by cockroaches through contaminated food. Similarly, they carry disease causing microbes through their body and transferred on the open uncovered food. So best way, always eat covered food to prevent disease spread by insects. Mosquito. The female Anopheles mosquito sucks the blood of human beings and transmits plasmodium into human body. Plasmodium is a protozoa, and due to plasmodium microorganism, malaria disease causes in human being. Aedes mosquito act as a carrier of dengue virus. So Aedes mosquito is a carrier for dengue virus. So female Anopheles mosquito carrier of plasmodium. Due to plasmodium, it causes malaria disease, and Aedes mosquito act as a carrier of dengue virus. All mosquito breed in water, hence one should not let water collect anywhere in coolers, tires, flower pot, etc. by keeping the surrounding clean and dry so we can prevent mosquitoes from breeding. Some common human diseases caused by microorganisms. Human disease, causative microorganisms, mode of transmission and preventive measures. Disease tuberculosis. This disease caused by bacteria. Mode of transmission is air. Another disease, measles, caused by viruses. Mode of transmission, air. Chickenpox, caused by viruses. Mode of transmission through air and contact. Polio, caused by viruses. Mode of transmission through air and contaminated water. Prevention measures. Keep the patient in complete isolation. Isolation is very important because this disease can transfer through the contact with infected person. Keep the personal belongings of the patient away from those of the others. Vaccination to be given at suitable age help to prevent that type of disease spread by bacteria and viruses. Another disease, cholera, caused by microorganism, bacteria, mode of transmission, contaminated water and contaminated food. Typhoid, caused by bacteria, mode of transmission, contaminated water. Prevention measure is maintain personal hygiene and good sanitary habit to prevent that type of disease spread by water and contaminated food. And another, consume properly cooked food and boiled drinking water. This properly cooked food and boiled drinking water kill microorganisms present in them, so we can avoid spread of this disease through the food and water by proper cooking of food and boiling of water. And vaccination, it helps to prevent that type of disease spread by microorganisms. Hepatitis A, caused by microorganism, viruses. Mode of transmission is water. And prevention measure, drink boiled water and another, take proper vaccine. Vaccination is very important to prevent hepatitis A spread by viruses. Malaria, caused by protozoa and mode of transmission is mosquito. Use mosquito net and repellent. Spray insecticides and control breeding of mosquito by not allowing water to collect in the surrounding. These are some preventive measures to prevent malaria disease by mosquito. Disease causing microorganisms in animals. Several microorganisms not only causes diseases in humans and plants but also in other animals. For example, anthrax is a dangerous human and cattle disease caused by bacterium. This disease found in animals as well as in human beings. Anthrax, and this disease caused by bacteria. Foot and mouth disease of cattle is caused by viruses. This is another disease found in cattle. Disease causing microorganisms in plants. Several microorganisms causes disease in plants like wheat, rice, potato, sugarcane, orange, apple and others. This disease reduces the yield of crop. Some common plant diseases caused by microorganisms are plant disease, causative microorganism and mode of transmission. First disease in plant is a citrus canker caused by bacteria. Mode of transmission is air. Rust of wheat is another disease caused by fungi and mode of transmission through air and seeds. Yellow vein mosaic of okra transmitted by viruses and mode of transmission is insect. Food poisoning. Sometimes even stored food may get spoiled due to a variety of reasons such as improper cooking, food not properly preserved, Change in temperature in refrigerated food due to power fluctuation. So due to these different reasons, food can get spoiled, and due to this spoiled food, human beings get food poisoning. Food poisoning could be caused due to consumption of food spoiled by some microorganisms. Microorganisms that grow on our food sometimes produce toxic substances. This makes the food poisonous, causing serious illness and even death. So this food poisoning, it may be cause death. So this food is spoiled due to some microorganisms. They release some toxic substances, and due to these toxic substances, it causes serious illness and even death of the human being. So it is very important that we preserve food to prevent it from being spoiled. Food preservation. Most microorganisms cannot grow or multiply when the conditions are dry, when temperature is very low, when temperature is very high. In this condition, microorganism does not grow properly. So these conditions are not favorable for the growth of microorganisms. All methods of preserving food ensure that favorable conditions are not provided for microorganisms to grow and multiply. The process by which spoilage of food is prevented using chemical or physical methods is called food preservation. This is the definition of food preservation. The process by which spoilage of food is prevented using chemical process or physical process is known as the food preservation process. The most common methods used for preservation of food are physical method and chemical methods. Prevention by chemical methods. Food can be prevented by using certain chemical substances which can check the growth of microorganisms. Such chemical substances are called food preservatives. Most preservatives remove oxygen from the food item. This helps in preventing microbial growth, because without oxygen, most of the microorganisms does not grow. So these preservatives firstly remove oxygen from the food item and help to preventing microbial growth in the food. We add salt or acid preservative to pickles to prevent the attack of microbes. Sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite are common food preservatives. Sodium benzoate is used for preserving fruit juices and spices. So these are the common preservatives we use in different food items. Salt and acids are used for the preservation of pickles. Sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite are common food preservatives. Potassium metabisulfite is used for preserving cut fruits, jams, jellies, etc. Common salt. Common salt has been used to preserve meat and fish for ages. Meat and fish are covered with dry salt to check the growth of bacteria. Salting is also used to preserve amla, raw mangoes, tamarind, etc. So this common salt used for the preserving of meat and fish for longer time. It is also used in preserving of different fruits like amla, raw mangoes and tamarinds. Preservation by sugar. Sugar is also useful preservative to preserve the food item. Jams, jelly and spices are preserved by sugar. Sugar reduces the moisture content which inhibits the growth of bacteria which spoil food. So sugar reduces the moisture in the food item. Reduction of moisture inhibits the growth of bacteria in the food item. Preservation by oil and vinegar. Use of oil and vinegar prevents spoilage of pickles because bacteria cannot live in such an environment. Vegetables, fruit, fish and meat are preserved by this method using oil and vinegar. Hot and cold treatment to preserve the food item. Pasteurization is a process for preservation of milk. Milk is heated at about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds to kill the bacteria present in it, and cooling it quickly to 10 degrees Celsius to prevent the remaining bacteria from growing. So suddenly heating and suddenly cooling, this process is known as the pasteurization method. In this method, milk firstly heated at about 70 degrees Celsius for 15 to 30 seconds and suddenly cooled to 10 degrees Celsius. So increasing temperature and decreasing temperature help to prevent the growth of microorganisms, because microorganism does not grow in hot condition and in cold condition. This milk is then stored in sterilized bottles or pouches in cold places. Sterilized bottles means they are completely disinfected by using technique, and milk is stored in this type of the bottles and pouches. This method was invented by Louis Pasteur in 1862. Storage and packing. These methods are also important for the preservation of food for longer time. These days, dry fruits and even vegetables are also in sealed airtight packets to prevent the attack of microbes. Airtight packets, it means the microorganisms are not entered in this type of the pouches or packet, so these food items can preserve for a longer time.